Journal entry, 11th of the month of May, in the year of our Lord 1162. For years we have been at war, and the kingdom has become unstable. Infighting within my family has become commonplace. Thus I have called upon those whom I trust unconditionally, and there are few to hold counsel. My Queen Valence, the most compassionate and honest woman I know, my mother Aliénor, the most loyal, my sister and spymaster Peronella, whom I would entrust my life, Bernard the righteous, my knight and friend, and Uncle Ogier, who has proven his loyalty on the field of battle many times over. Together we shall shape the future of the kingdom. We must bring the vassals under control and get them to recognize me as their rightful king. We must deal with France once and for all, as the crown prince of the Craven King is a blubbering fool, showing the depth of depravity House Bourgogne has fallen into. And we must elevate the kingdom of Toulouse to new heights of enlightenment, to realize the dreams of my father and grandfather, whose legend I shall carry forward proudly. The first action that my new council proposes is, of course, to finish up the civil war. We are currently besieging Gévaudan, and the enemy is besieging Foix, but I think we can capture, if we can capture the ringleaders of this faction, Count Jourdain, Count Archambault, Guillaume, and Jacquemet, then we can hopefully make an end to this insurrection. Meanwhile, Rouergue is, and that's a little bit of a family infighting here as well. So we've got, it's probably easier to see here. So we've got Auvergne, which holds Milhaud. So Ogier the Stout holds Milhaud, but my cousin Borel wishes to take that from him, so that's what they're fighting. But I think he will find that despite his age, Uncle Ogier is very, very capable. In other good news, Cecilia has fallen in love with a Bavarian knight who has been visiting, and the two of them have gotten married. So Cecilia is now the spouse of Hugbert von Liebschau of House Liebschau, a wandering nobleman and a big protector, the sort she wants looking for in these uncertain times. With Rouergue being, misbehaving basically, I would be keen to get my sister back actually. So let's see if we can get Juliana recalled. He will not accept, why not? Well, he's greedy, and he would. It's mostly the military strength, but we will see if we can sort this out, because with his actions disqualify him in some terms as a vassal. But for now, let us complete the siege of Gévaudan and make an end to the civil war. My Chancellor Dodon and I are ambling through the gardens, laughing raucously at a rhyme he overheard a servant tell when Pierre Bernat crosses my path. He looks at us sternly. My lord, there is something I wish to discuss, if you have a moment. Now this guy, the Count of Carcassonne, is not getting along with Dodon, my Chancellor, because he wanted the Chancellery position, but Dodon is more qualified, of House Poissy. So we've got three options. We can annoy Dodon to listen to this guy. We can tell him to sod off, but that has quite significant negative effects. Or we could try our diplomacy and see if we can mend ties between the two, which would probably be the best course of action. So let's see what that comes to. And the siege is about to end. We have won the siege, and we have taken prisoners. So with that, we can, I believe, now enforce our demands, and we will imprison Count Jourdain, Count Archambault, my cousin, Count Jacquemet of Béziers, and Guillaume of Uzès. And the Liberty faction that has rebelled against us shall be disbanded. So we'll do that. That gains us some legitimacy. And now, first of all, we get to disband the armies. And now we will have to see what we do with all the prisoners. All right, from the top, Archambault of Gévaudan, my cousin of my clan, but has rebelled against me. So I believe with that we can revoke his title and of the county of Gévaudan and take direct control over it. And he will, yes, he will be relieved of his duties. He has squandered his right to rule by rebelling against his rightful liege. So that's happened. And so he is a known criminal, and that is obviously making trouble in the control of the local county, which we will have to deal with next. But that's something we can. So we've got Archambault de Villeron now in prison, and for his crime of rebellion, he shall be banished, if I can, but I don't think I can. No, I can't actually. I could ransom him and get him to pay. Yep. I will ask him to pay the customary ransom, despite the fact that he's my cousin. But at the end of the day, if I am to be the rightful king, I have to show that justice prevails, regardless of family ties. So we shall get him to leave the prison. Then we have Jourdain of Montpellier, who has rebelled against me, and him as well. As that, I shall revoke his title for Montpellier, and with that, yes, I don't have a hook, but I don't need one, so we will get him to. He has lost claims on Montpellier, and he as well can pay the ransom out of his own coffers before becoming an unlanded noble, because by rebelling he has again lost his right to rule. Who do we have? Simon, who is a bit of a deceitful man, but he is a physician. I see no reason for him to remain. So we will simply release him from prison, and he can see how things will go in his life. We have Antoine, who is the son of Albert, who is the son of Archambault. So I see no reason to keep him or to ransom him. So we will simply release him from prison. And his father has done nothing wrong, so he was not part of the conspiracy. So we shall release him. That leaves us with these guys. And we have Count Jacquemet of Béziers, and here are we with 7 out of 8. He is actually the most honorable out of them, and I believe he has just been pressured into following this. So I think Jacquemet shall be released, but he shall have to pay his ransom for it. And then alternatively, we could simply just release him and get some opinion. Yeah, I think we will forgive Jacquemet of Béziers, and he shall remain our vassal and under supervision. And we've got Guillaume VI of Uzès, of course, one of the men who was part of the initial uprising, and he as well shall be stripped of his titles, and we will revoke his titles for the county of Uzès. We even have a hook on him, but that doesn't make a difference. So we will simply revoke his title, and we will ask him to pay the ransom and be gone. So with that, we actually have additional holdings under our control, but the actual level of control is, of course, very low. Auvergne itself and Thiers are problems for Uncle Ogier, but I have Uzès, Gévaudan, and I believe which else did I take? Gévaudan, Montpellier. So we've got Montpellier, Uzès, and Gévaudan to deal with. Out of those, Gévaudan, given the siege, is the worst. So I think the first task for my marshal will be to restore control in... can't do that in Gévaudan? Okay, I might have to wait until everybody is out of prison. But we also have other options. I can get my seneschal to increase control, which I shall do. And we have so that's an opportunity to improve that. And we get our personal champion, I believe, to compete. Now that's costing coin, which we currently don't have. My court poet is terrible, but it's something we will need to deal with eventually. We could spend some coin to improve our piety level. How much difference? That's going to make a decent difference. So we shall do that for now, and deal with things. And we can get Berenguela, my cupbearer, to improve my chances of... I have convened with her, because now that the wars are over, I believe I have gained much more respect for my queen, Valence of Toulouse. And also, I'm looking at her with a more loving eye. So I believe it is time for a romance between me and the queen. So I shall... I don't need to secretly plant letters. We are already married, so I shall sing a ballad to her, and her cheeks turn a deep pomegranate red. Okay, you have a beautiful voice, my lord. Watching her disappear between the hedges. Yes, so we have started the romance scheme with her, and I think with that we have a speed up from the flutter dignitaries. So that is I have a partner in crime in order to complete the an actual romantic connection between me and my queen, rather than the duty I have fulfilled to the wishes of my father. And why I have always held her in very high regard, to see her as a woman primarily, and not just as my queen, and is I think a new experience for King Enric, and the right next step to do. As the echoes of Dodon's last sound effects dissipate into the birdsong, Count Pierre Bernard's mind is as serious as ever. Slowly, from the corner of his mouth, a hint of a smile appears, spreading into a wide grin, and at last parting to release a booming laugh. That's the funniest. Oh, I had you all wrong. Let's grab victuals. Okay, so finally the two of them are getting along with each other a bit better. And we will still see what we will have to do in terms of the unhappiness that he has with us. And I think, now that the war is over, this should hopefully deal with itself relatively quickly. And we're still waiting for the last of my prisoners to leave and organize the ransom. And then we can see what we do next. So one of the bigger... right now, my legitimacy is actually sufficient, because we have gotten rid of the rulers in the east who were not happy about things. And with that, I believe we have a bit more chivalry, a bit more military lifestyle to deal with. But there might also be... we could do serve the crown for additional control growth. That's probably a good one. But eventually I would like to go back to stewardship and become an architect, just like my mother before me, and I believe my grandfather before me as well. All right, going forward, the next plans will be to restore control in the new counties that we have under our banner, and Gévaudan, obviously, as the source of the uprising, has been the biggest cause of trouble. So once currently the military is being reconstituted, so once Duke Ogier is done with that, then he will be switched to increasing control and rooting out the evil. We may have to replace him soon, because he is still still strong. He is also getting really on there in age, and the last battles haven't been helping. But we do have Ludwig, my brother-in-law, who can take his position without too much trouble when that becomes an issue. And I believe the murder scheme has never really been tied back to Takul von Nassau. So in that regard, he is once more, he has been confirmed as my steward. And we have 8 holdings under our banner as well. Now, to deal with the vassals, mostly, so the Duke Ogier is mostly happy, but he would like us to be a little bit more legitimate. Count Borel, my cousin, he is obviously trouble as well, and he's a count, so he's actually quite unhappy because I hold both the title of king and the title of his duke. So he would love to have a different duke that would report, rather than me being directly his liege. So that's something we may have to organize at some point, but for that my son Aldebert still has to grow up. So for now, this is a problem that we'll have to deal with in other manners. So that's the immediate task, and we may actually see if we can. That's a lot of levies, so we don't necessarily need all of them. I prefer to have a more professional military. So we could see if we could change the vassal contracts, and if we were to reduce the number of levies that they would provide, that would generally improve their opinion as well, and not so much about that. Not so much about the taxes here, really, but there is. I could allow them to declare their own wars. Definitely not guaranteeing council rights. I could protect him from revoking his title, but other than that, no. I think that would be something we could generally do, just lower the contributions of levies that all the vassals are providing to improve their opinion of us somewhat. Okay, so that's done. So now we have low levy contribution, which has made everybody slightly more happy. Although Count Pierre Bernard, we cannot change the contract with him. So we may have to deal with his succession issues, really. He is chaste, and apparently he does not see it fit to have any further children. So right now his heir would be Duke Pierre Bernard of Champagne, which would mean that Champagne would gain the titles of Carcassonne, and that means it would go back to France. So very unfortunate. But unfortunately, there's not an awful lot we can do about it, short of revoking his titles. But we can't do that because it would be an act of tyranny, and we have nothing on him. So I think I'll once more ask my sister to see if she can find any secrets in the court of Carcassonne that would allow us to deal with the situation in other matters. After all this warfare, it is time to mourn those who have gone, and we will hold an official state funeral for Count Antoine the Brave of Gévaudan, who has died recently, and who has not gotten the recognition that he deserves after what his son has done with the duchy, so with the county. So we will be holding an official funeral for him, and we will do this in the church at Pamiers. Now that the armies have been reinstated, and we no longer need Duke Ogier to deal with the military, I can get him to increase control in Gévaudan as well, which is a task that he may not live to see the end of, but for now that is what he is going to be doing. So we'll do that. And the funeral is being planned, but we're still waiting for everybody to arrive. Uncle Augier has in his old age converted to the Toulousian culture and is much welcome in our family tradition at this point. As the Second Crusade had split and the Holy Roman Empire has made their way to drive out the Eastern Orthodox Christians from the Byzantine Empire, the Byzantine Empire is no more. Its almighty sovereign, who once claimed the legacy of Rome, has been deposed. Magnificent palaces and cathedrals smolder. Corpses rot in great heaps. Chaos descends on a broken realm. Amidst the ashes, the Latin Empire is proclaimed in the name of Christ and Pope Clemens. A perilous, fractious age begins in the land of the Greeks. This Pope is an evil man. But he has gotten his wish, I believe. And with that, the Kaiserin Wulfhild of the Latin Empire, who is of House Wettin, has been declared the Empress. My wife has tried to mend things between Count Borel and myself, and I believe she has done well. This is her specialty. She is the most innocent of people, really. So we'll lose some stress, and we are thinking of Uncle. Meanwhile, my tutor is busy teaching the children, which is something I actually need to check rather quickly. No, he needs to be 4 years old. He's currently still 3, so we can't do much there yet. Of all the figures venerated and villainous, none have been desired more than our departed Count Antoine. Uncle Antoine, really. The crowd of weepers and gawkers finding other subjects, I am at least left with a moment of solace. I don't want... we could get unrelenting devotion, plus 5% legitimacy gain. I think that is, I shall promise to be a good king and to bring back the glory of my grandfather, the founder of the kingdom. So that's what we'll do. We have received a fine ring, okay, something we can give to the wife, I believe, and the mourners move through the halls weeping, shall remain strong, and I will gain some piety out of the whole thing as well. Takulv and Bernard Ezi have been brawling at the funeral. Good grief, these two. So my friend, he has been wounded from that, but I think he will be all right, hopefully. He hasn't been blessed with children, as it is. His wife Veronica has not been with child. But him and my steward are not getting along. Okay, hunched beside me, bereft of the pretense of propriety, Cecilia gazes out into the nothingness. So we can. No, we're not insulting her. I think learning and diplomacy against my sister is a challenge that I will not be taking. So I will just nod. Quietly. I'll lose a bit more stress while we are going through the wake. What else has happened? So these two have brawled. They're getting along with each other, and. Count Borel, Bernard Ezi has been helping as well, and Count Borel's opinion has further improved. It's good to bring the family back together. So let's see what I shall do. I could try to make a speech, but that might go sideways. Or I could speak of his virtues or get some piety. No, I shall speak of his virtues. So that's good. And we have no secrets. Okay, we'll give up. There is nothing going on there. We might have to deal with this in the future. Here we have the man, Count Pierre Bernard II, the Silent of Carcassonne. So we will see. What we do. What can we do? We can do a diplomacy challenge again to gain some prestige, or to gain some legitimacy. Or we could just get some piety. We could show some kindness. I think we should just simply show some kindness. There's nothing wrong in his court, and we will see if we can get, after he has been mending terms with my steward, with my chancellor. Sorry, I think we can show him some kindness and see if we can simply get him on our side. Okay. Important nobility, far too great a number to name, pass by the enshrouded body of Antoine de Gévaudan, granting him little more than a simple bow and nod, as though such a gesture was sufficient. I can't help but wonder if why I should get to hoard objects which rightfully belong to him. No, they don't. They belong to me. I will simply keep those banners. They are not his. He is my uncle, after all. I shall keep the family banners. And what else has happened? Let's see. I have gained some prestige from the various... and we have some history about... That was my antiquarian. She's told some history about the objects. And Mathilda de Villeron and Adalbert have become friends. That is great to see. The little ones are getting along with each other. All eyes fall upon the mayor of Langeac. Okay, I can do. I don't wish to. I could easily improve my legitimacy here by making eyes on me, but this is the wrong way to go. So I shall offer him some comfort, and we are. He is a brave man. He is a hunter. We will see if we can get along with each other. After all, it is about mending, and okay, that has to wait. It is about mending affairs, not improving them. And some more prestige from her talking about my regalia. Okay, so of course. While we are at the funeral, I am also continuing my efforts to confess my love for my queen, who I have the suspicion of has loved me for a long time, but has never really openly stated it. So we shall do that in the meantime, and with that, we shall be together forever, and she has become my soulmate. All right, but we still have to return and finish the funeral. This was slightly poor timing overall. Okay, with that, we have gained 69 legitimacy, some piety, and lost some stress out of the whole thing, and. I am now known as a dutiful Christian once more. And we shall finish the funeral. And we have discovered windmills as well in the meantime. So we're back at home after long last. And another internal council meeting trembles on until my ears are suddenly pricked up by my chancellor, Dodon's winsome tones. Urgent business, my lord. Toulouse is in dire need of a capable master of the hunt. Have we not have a master of the hunt? Master of the hunt we have. Sami Basri. He is my master of the hunt. Master of the horse. Okay, you're getting this confused, my friend. My master, Gonzalo, my master of the horse, is absolutely excellent at what he does. So and apparently, oh, it's the mayor of Cahors. What's Dodon's doing with this whole thing? Okay, so he's just organizing it. So the mayor, he's an insane opportunist, would like to become my master of the. Okay, so Dodon wants to be master of the hunt. Now I'm getting it, and the mayor wants to become master of the horse. No. So that no, I do not see why I should be making a mess here. There must be something else instead of you jockeying for position really here. So the mayor is not getting along with my chancellor, but it gives me placated vassals, which is good. Yeah, you have more pressing business, my friend, than to deal with these sort of things. Okay, this brings us to the question of Carcassonne. Count Pierre Bernat the Silent has no sons. Except for the marshal. So Carcassonne, we cannot revoke his titles without becoming a tyrant and lose legitimacy. So I don't think there's much we can do about this. We may actually lose the whole county of Carcassonne to the French, and then we may have to retake it from the French at some point. It's very unfortunate, but not an awful lot we can do about it, except trying to find ways that we can that he would become a criminal of some way. But we can't request his excommunication because he is obviously, while he is deceitful, he's also in good terms with the Pope. And we can't get him to. We can't take the claim of him, and we can't get him to marry again and have more children. So yeah, this is a situation that we'll have to deal with when it comes to it. But for now, we have other pressing matters, and I believe the last one for this episode that we will look at is to see how we can further improve our legitimacy, because some vassals are still. We've got some powerful vassals who are still expecting us to be the true ruler, and we can, and I believe that makes sense. We can start a new legend to honor my grandfather, Duke Bernat of Toulouse, the founder of the kingdom. That will give us renown. That will, for everybody promoting, give stewardship, and that will give us development as well. So I believe that is something that we can rightfully begin. So few bearing the name of de Villeron have done so much for their dynasty as the Duke Bernat of Toulouse. And so we will obviously I shall be the I shall be the beneficiary. So we get access to a legendary palace option. Okay, that would be great. I will get a claim on every existing title inside the Kingdom of Toulouse. Okay, that is interesting as well. And we gain a lot of legitimacy. So let's create this legend. And about the me being following in my grandfather's footsteps. The legend of King Enric of Toulouse is as great and large as the world, and the deeds are unparalleled. Okay, so I did marvelous adventures, and we now have to look at getting others to spread that legend for us, and then see if we can upgrade. If we can upgrade it, still it needs to spread to, I believe. Where was the upgrade? Okay, it doesn't tell me. I think it was like 100 baronies or 80 baronies or something. So we definitely have to start spreading that legend around and declare myself the rightful king of Toulouse in the image of my grandfather.